Hello again, YouTube. My name is Bree, and in today's video, I am back in my sketchbook doing my normal thing with watercolors. It's been a while. I did not intend to take a month off, but it happened. Everything's okay, so I should put that out there first. It's just been busy, and I've been tired, so yeah. I intended to have a video out much sooner, and it never got created. So essentially, yeah, I've been busy, I've been tired, and when I sat down 2 weeks ago to sketch, I think I only got through the sketching portion and I didn't even really like it. So I ended up starting over, looking up some reference images to try to get inspired, and I found this gorgeous photo of this beautiful woman in this really elaborate yellow dress. I don't paint a lot of yellow. I don't use yellow much at all. It's not a color I'm particularly fond of. But this picture I felt was very motivating, and being different with the yellow and whatnot, and also just the glamorous dress, because that's not something I do very often either. I thought it would be a good opportunity to do a photo study. If I'm inspired, I'm going to use it. So I did the new sketch and didn't get to painting that week because I had family in town. And then the following weekend, I had a release at work, so I was working all weekend. Not all weekend. I did actually start painting Saturday night, but Sunday was just a really long day, and I did not get back to it. So another week goes by, and by Saturday night, it's like, you know what? This has been going on for like 3 weeks. I'm making like no progress. We're just going to sit down and get it done. So I had a lot of plans to focus more on specific details of this one, especially like the lacy sleeves over the forearm. This dress has really like a heavier fabric for the upper sleeves and then a lacy fabric for the lower sleeves. It was just gorgeous. And I really wanted to do a good job of it. By the end, it was just a get it done kind of thing. And I will tell you, there are some really rough phases of this painting because of that. But you know what? In the long run, I think it turned out nice, and I'm going to try to hold on to that feeling of accomplishment because it's the holiday season, it's chaotic, and I'm doing the best I can. So that's all there is to it. Sometimes it's just really hard to give yourself credit. It always feels like there's so much to do, and yeah, I'm not going to elaborate on that. Giving myself credit. I did the painting, I completed it, and now here's the video. So for this one, I'm using my usual Etchr B5 sketchbook. I say usual because it's been in the last couple videos now, I think. In fact, the one on the left was my very early Halloween painting. I had wanted to do something else before Halloween, and it didn't happen. So, whoops. And then, I don't know. So the palette, I wanted to use my Schmincke watercolors because I have a lot of yellows there. Some of my palettes, I don't have a lot of yellow. So thought it would be a good opportunity to play with those more. And then I ended up deciding to use the smaller palette. So this is, I cannot remember if it's called the vintage or retro palette. I got it when it was on sale sometime several months ago, and I did a painting with it at that time with just the paints that came with it. Since then, I filled up the middle, I guess it's a column now, with some other paints from the other palette. So it's not just the 8 paints that come with it anymore, and because of that, I love it so much more. So my big gripe with this palette was that you had 3 earth tones that are all pretty similar. I don't remember what they are offhand, but it's like a raw ochre, raw umber, and then I don't think it's English red, but it might be. So when you have such a limited palette with only 8 different paints, they're not really like the same yellow browns, but they're close enough that I felt it was lacking. So in adding some other colors, it really just balanced it out a lot better, and I really liked painting with this palette. So the ones I added are all from just the bigger Schmincke palette, but I think it's the nickel azo yellow, just to have a warm yellow that isn't an earth tone. A magenta, I think that's phthalo turquoise. I didn't really use it much in this one, but it's one of my favorite colors. And then Stille de Grand, which I'm only now realizing I have Stille de Grand in there. That's another yellow that comes from their Naturals one, and it's my favorite one from that set. So I didn't use it. Oh well. But no, I love having a split primary, so I think what hit me the hardest, the first painting, was not having a cool red. So having the magenta is just, it's perfect. So, yeah, like I said, I really wanted to do a study. I decided to focus on this because of all those yellows. And then unfortunately, because of how long it really took me to get through this painting, by the time I got to the dress, I just wanted it to be done. And I regret not spending more time on it because there were a lot of things I really want to focus on. The lacy sleeves being one of them. And I'll tell you, when I do the lower sleeve, it looks terrible. I gave up on trying to keep, not really the white of the page because it's already yellow. Well, I guess I left some white, but I just gave up and figured I'd go over it with gouache later, or actually initially it was the Sakura Gellyroll that's on my desk, and that was not working. So I had to pull out gouache. That's okay. But eventually I'm going to do some more fabric studies and I will focus on those things. You just have to be really patient and really plan it out when you want to do something like lace without using an opaque medium over it. And I am not there yet, but I'm going to get there. The other thing I liked is there were the sheer panels, and I unfortunately paint way too many white people. So painting both the woman's skin tone, but also the skin tone with those sheer panels, I thought would be a really interesting challenge. I didn't really understand why this dress has that sheer neckline, but it made an interesting thing to paint. So I kept it. I originally thought I might just paint it as though it wasn't there, but I like how it came out. And then the panels on the side were fun too. But once again, wish I spent more time on them and the embroidery in general. A lot of missed opportunities, but I could always go back and paint this again and challenge myself to do a better job next time. Or even just focus on the fabric itself and not the whole thing. To be determined. I will try to find I should have the reference image up on my phone still, so I will share the link below if you're interested in seeing it. I think I mentioned it. I think it's just a Pexels image, but yeah, if anyone else wants to paint it, give it a go. I'll link to it below. And if I forget, let me know and I'll find it later. But yeah, I'm trying to think if I missed anything. I'm hungry right now, so I'm just trying to get through this so I could go have dinner, do my Duolingo, and relax for the evening. So what else is going on? Juno's doing well. If you've been keeping up, my kitty's sick, but she's taking well to her medication, and I did actually include a video. I've been spending a lot of time hanging out with her lately, so I have a video of her at the end here. She has a towel in the closet, which has become one of her favorite things to sit on, and when you go in the room, she wants you to go in the closet and sit with her on her towel and give her lots of pets. And she's very head buddy, so I put up the phone, and so you'll get some headbutts at the end of the video if you want to stick around for those. But yeah, she's been doing pretty well lately, so fingers crossed that stays true. Otherwise, I have been getting back into reading. I had a period. I always read a lot, but I had a period where I was just having a hard time focusing on books. I just was too tired to even read. So I'm definitely getting back into reading more, enjoying it more. I'm on Rhythm of War now, so I'm almost finished with my Stormlight Archive reread, which is going to be, I think, hopefully perfect timing for the release of Wind and Truth, which comes out in a couple weeks. So actually I should probably get on that then. I might be behind schedule, though I don't know when my copy of the book is coming because I did get it through Dragonsteel directly, and I don't know if they're going to have it out in time for like release day or if I'm going to get it after the fact. We'll see. Otherwise, my friend has been doing a reading challenge this year, and most of the months are based off of whatever the month is. So like African American History Month, or this month is Indigenous Peoples. So for this month, I finally picked a book, and I'm gonna butcher this. I think it's Alatsoe by Darcy Little Badger. And I'm usually a little tentative about going into young adult books at this point because a lot of them just started to become very the same. There seems to be a current trend in publishing, and it feels like I've read a lot of it before, and I'm so this book is really cute and it's definitely its own thing, and I'm really enjoying it. So it's been a pleasant surprise, and I don't mean to be judgmental. I know a lot of people love young adult books, but for me lately, they've just been hitting on a lot of themes that I don't enjoy. So definitely, I guess not so much themes, but like tropes, like love triangles, and I don't remember. Just like a lot of the characters have a very similar personality to characters in other books, so it feels to me like I've read the same thing over and over again, so they just don't click with me anymore. So I'm always pleasantly surprised when I find something very different, and that's the case here. So I'm enjoying this one. Yeah. And then I think next month is just to read something by a debut POC author, so I have to find something for that. And if I complete the whole challenge, I will be very proud of myself, because I am terrible at sticking to reading challenges. I'm more of a mood reader, so I go off and read whatever I want and forget about whatever I was supposed to be doing. So yay for sticking with it. But yeah, this is the point where that sleeve is just, it's bothering me so much. I really did not do it justice, but the gouache will save the day, and that should come out soon. But yeah, so for the rest of the year, I just don't know what to expect in terms of being able to make videos or even find time to paint. So if I disappear, know that it's just normal busyness. The holiday season's always tough, and I'm really trying to be nicer to myself because I have a tendency to, like, once I have a habit and I've committed to it, I feel like I have to keep up with it. And sometimes that's just very draining, and you need to give yourself time off. So I'm trying to give myself time off when I need it and focus on the things that are really important. Some of that being relaxing, letting myself take time to just relax. And some of it being like going through and getting the house tidied up, because eventually you want to sell it. So there's a lot of stuff to do around the house. So we'll see. We'll take things one day at a time. And if I disappear for a little bit, just assume it's the holiday season and I'm just busy and taking time to get stuff caught up around the house and be with family. So no worries. But otherwise, I hope you're all doing well, taking care of yourselves. And yeah, look, elephant in the room, the election happened. I know a lot of people are in a really bad place right now, so I'm sending you my best and hoping for the best, because at this point, I feel that's all we can do. Yeah. And that's enough reason to take time off when you need it. So that's all I'm going to say on that topic. But I leave you with Juno and her magnificent fluff and whatever crap she has all over her face from headbutting who knows what. Should have cleaned her face before this. Sorry, Juno. But yeah, I will leave you with her fluffiness and see you in a future video. Take care. Bye.